Okay, I'm going out on a limb with this one because I'm just going to take a little experience, a demo, if you will. Okay. Say you are parked at a traffic light and minding your own beeswax, and someone slams into you, rear ends you from behind. Suddenly, oh my gosh, you got whiplash, you're heading to the ER, and all of this rush of fear comes into like, how am I going to take care of myself? What are going to be the ramifications? I got to make an insurance claim and all this stuff. Let me suggest that that heightens the ability for you to receive pain. Okay, it's because the fear of danger has already been allowed an entry point. And that is kind of how sufferers of chronic pain deal with life. I am one of them, okay? And when we actually have lived through some cray-cray, we now expect every other thing to pile on top of that. And therefore, it raises our aggression level and we're walking out with chronic pain constantly. On the other hand, you can have race car drivers that actually have impact and suffer close to 10,000 times in 1 year, and they have no perception of pain because they're approaching getting behind the wheel as something that's exciting, and they're walking into a known place of danger, but without the fear. Now, those are polarized outlooks. But I realized with myself recently, I'm seeing a trainer and I've had a lot of knee pain. But it's the fear of him wanting me to do a bunch of squats that have me freaking out, and I actually accentuate the pain that I'm feeling in my knees. But when I went to the holistic doctor, he's checking all the ligaments and mechanically there's nothing wrong. Hence, which is another characteristic of chronic pain sufferers, is we often go to the doctor and they're like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's all in your head. That kind of sucks, but it's also kind of true. Who wants to walk around with pain anyway? But when you don't know there's a different way of life out there, you're holding on to all of the suffering that you endured when you were a kid. I literally was taking gang members home when I was working in the hood because they recognized my aggression and hypervigilance, and they felt safe in my presence because I simply was like, I'll kill someone. Because I had to be on high alert for most of my life. Hence, I'm screaming on the inside, but I'm putting on this facade that all my pain is ushering me forward to be ready for combat, because that is fear of a present danger. The threat that could be consuming me, I have to be prepared for at all times. But the truth is, we would function much better if we were able to lay that down. And that will be rewiring of your brain. Your thoughts that say, oh my gosh, I have to expect the worst, they actually get to lay down that burden and pick up something that's far better. Chronic pain has been the theme of my entire life. And I can look back and see where I kind of like shrunk into my surroundings, or I isolated a bit more and drew really firm boundaries because I perceived the threat of danger from other people. And in fact, I had experience where that proved true. But what it does is it becomes now this receptor, and we have many, I think there's 9 different receptors, but we can take like a pinprick and believe that it's going to be a life or death situation. So when you have all of these thoughts, these toxic thoughts of expecting things to go wrong, that actually becomes a psychosomatic awareness in our entire system that perceives that pain is always going to be our lot in life. That's not true. It is just the perceived threat of danger. So what do you do about this chronic pain? Every time you turn around, you have like one wave that's inundating you, and you think you get through that storm, and then before you know it, you're getting ambushed by a second wave. I'm going to use my life as an experience. It means that you recognize that pain is fear. Pain is fear of danger. Pain is fear of further suffering. And if you are a complex trauma survivor, that means somebody didn't protect you when you were small. And so you've probably gone through life believing that you have to fight or flee in order for your needs to be met. If you surrender other people giving you remedies to take away the pain, I suggest that in that surrender, the threat of danger relieves your pain.